Brandon Gaudin. Charles Davis, as always, with me as well. CD, defense is better?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get challenged. Because he must not know I really do this Madden stuff. Let me show him what this Madden life about, y'all.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston.
And then he want to get my team
That's
against.
Fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Yeah, man. Hey. Why?
Throwing on first down is Brady. Oh, he's going to air it out right away.
He already throwing me the ball. Come on.
Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
He already throwing me the ball.
That certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Ben Watson was the intended target, the tight end. Third down here. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Oh, I'll make it fun.
Well, it floated on him, and it's intercepted.
Good throw, man. Keep throwing me the ball.
Cunningham with a pick. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Yeah. Runs in this play. First quarter, first drive.
What I'm finna do to him is how the Patriots finna do to Texans this Sunday.
Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
On second down and 4, Watson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Word to the wise. Don't spam it.
Trying
to hike the ball.
I know what the fans are thinking
people
right
get lucky
now.
and think
I
they
hope
don't.
there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
It'll be a Patriot first down on a
Look, I don't know my team be out here using.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Brady going to throw. Here's Sanu on the catch.
Hit that, man.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down.
Skunk keep doing better. Don't worry, y'all. I'm having a little fun right now. Just playing around with it. Make him think he got a chance.
Had a career-high 838 yards on 66 catches, and he can also play wildcat quarterback for you as well.
He's airing it out.
Hey, good throw, boy.
Traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Good throw, boy.
But to me, it's pretty simple.
Nah, it ain't no more picks.
Isn't it? He's got to
no more picks for you.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down. To throw again on second down. Watson.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get...
And that's intercepted. It's the all-pro corner, Stephon Gilmore. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He's airing it out for Sanu. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Yeah, he's throwing me the ball.
He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there.
Playing with him.
Now it's second down. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Brady. He's got Lacoste as tight end. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Of course, this building played host to Super Bowl 51, the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. Tom Brady and these Patriots came storming back from that 28-6 deficit to shock Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons for yet another Super Bowl title. And now they're back here for this bout. They do go for it. It's Brady. He's got Sanu. Past the 20.
It's okay. It's a penalty anyway.
Take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
I'll take that ball away from you, buddy. Thank you.
The scoreboard.
And you talk about dampening a celebration. That's a touchdown pass that's going to be called back because of the penalty.
You got the game on your side. This is your PS4, so you got the game on your side.
And
boy, you wasn't holding me though.
you're lightweight. You're lightweight, right?
Hey, how about we put him down?
On first down, Watson. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he gets this one inside the 15,
Easy.
just a yard or two shy of
I don't know what's more easier.
No one there to help out downfield, but no problem scrambling for 22 and a first. Here's Watson.
That's called touchdown.
It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Darren Fells there to make the grab. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point. I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
Look, he's scared to run, so he lay down.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Patriots offense finally onto the field again, and they've had a couple of impressive wins the last 2 weeks. You remember 3 weeks ago, the loss to Baltimore, first loss of the season, but then they bounced back, a win against Philadelphia, and then week 12, the win against Dallas. So a couple of good victories over the NFC East, and the Patriots holding on right now to the #1 seed in the AFC. Looking to throw again on second down. Brady. And Brady
he keeps throwing me the ball, y'all. He on my team.
Picked up by Justin Reed. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. Because sometimes you just get yourself into a rut, it's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Dancing to his left. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
I like it.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now it's Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Hey, let me know if I should
Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
It's not a surprise when you reach down reports and watch tape because he knows a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball.
And he is going to go down here, but we also have a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage. They may have jumped the gun. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller there to make make the grab. And the Texans push further out in front. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone. But he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground?
Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare him
I was going to ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but you see. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. Touchdown, Texans.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rules seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it.
Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I'll guarantee you no one. At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. You know. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Brady under pressure again, and down he goes again. Whitney merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brady not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it here on 4th. Here we go on 4th down now with Brady. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And the Texans scoop it. And he's going to get into the end zone. So the fake spike works. And they score. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just... Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on.
What?
Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs.
Yeah, preserve that. That's an ancient relic. Faking it. I could understand. You want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smells terrible. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to under pressure, and they got to him again. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. New England on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 15. Brady. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. Second quarter, a guy like him, no catches, so that's the surprising part. But they're winning, so maybe they've been able to do some other things effectively, I guess.
And they found other ways, haven't they? Because the receivers will tell you, offense needs to run through us, but they're managing to get it done in this ball without having to actually do that, I wouldn't expect him to stay silent for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you got to think that his first catch is coming at some point. Watson now to throw, and lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
And that's what he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. But now it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To the air yet again, Watson. Escaping the pressure. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Kyle Van Noy. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Now Brady, caught by the tight end Watson. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Second tour of duty for Watson with the Patriots. Remember, New England drafted him way back in 2004 out of Northwestern. He retired in the offseason after finishing the campaign with New Orleans, but decided to come back for one more go-around with the Patriots, and they might need him, especially with Rob Gronkowski no longer in uniform. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. That throw by Brady, incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bernardrick McKinney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of...
And the pressure gets to him again. Bernardrick McKinney able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. To throw is Brady. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And the Texans scoop it. And he's going to get into the end zone. So the fake spike works, and they score. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Kaimi Fairbairn. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only...
So I'm out here doing it dirty, so we finna trade controllers so I can give myself a challenge and try to come back. Well, I'm gonna come back because he was wasting my time, but now watch this. Let me show you how to really use the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Did they not get it? They went backwards. They've got this big lead. They
I'll
said,
be back,
forget
y'all.
1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here comes Tom Brady and the Patriot offense back onto the field. He struggled. His team has struggled. You talked to me a lot about looking to your leaders. Maybe it's time for him to put his mark on this game.
Agreed. And how that has to happen is somehow he's got to flush out everything that's happened so far and almost start over and get back to that confident level and know that he can play the game, because so far this has been a real struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the interceptions, trying to turn it around. And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Rex Burkhead, 65 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kyle Van Noy gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. To try again after the sack, Watson. So we've come to halftime. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Set to take over again, Deshaun Watson and this Texans offense. And it was somewhat of a strange first half. He threw 3 interceptions, yet you look at the scoreboard, they've got the lead.
So you know what I think he did at the half? He stood up in front of the team, especially in front of the defense, and said, thank you. Appreciate what you've done. You guys have picked me up in a big
rush coming, and he's taken down. Kyle Van Noy picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Check 24. Check 99. Check 99. Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch.
Here's Watson. And he's going to go down again. Jamie Collins able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Back to throw, Watson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
To me, the defense was a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that from their own end zone, it's a fake. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. Thank goodness, that means this next drive is going to begin 1st and goal already at the 5-yard line. Offense back out now for 1st and goal after the successful fake. From the gun, it's Brady. Forced out to his left. As a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Patriots get a score closer. A diving catch for the score. He laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box, touchdown.
I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kick.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Kyle Van Noy getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Another try after the first down sack. Watson. Oh, the pressure too great. And he goes down once more.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Third and long, it's Watson. And the pressure gets to him again. Kyle Van Noy, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
Going deep here. It got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete. Bradley Roby there defensively.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
He's going to wind up and air it out. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Benjamin Watson. 44 yards. And the Patriots make some inroads here on that deficit. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now Brady and the Patriots going for 2. Brady to throw again. Buying time to his left. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. I know they're down, but starting the 3rd quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen, steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Danny Shelton muscles his way in for the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about it?
And he's going to go down again. Kyle Van Noy in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally, Stolp. And they're going to try this again. It's another fake. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, they look like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop.
Check 41. Come on.
Brady going option left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The 20. A big play there on the option. 44 yards. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll drop the throw. Flushed out right. This will be caught at about the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That's complete, right around the 8. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. Bradley Roby there defensively. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
23. We got heavy. Everybody.
Watson, off play action. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Tom Brady needing a fourth-quarter comeback here. He's actually only done it 8 times in the last 5 years, but if you break that down further, the Pats in those years rarely losing in the fourth quarter like they are now. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the play. Here's Brady to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Brady now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And this is caught. It's Edelman. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Brady going to throw. As a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the fourth quarter.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams, and that return That could be the spark to untie the game.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
On first down, it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jamie Collins. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down. Watson under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jamie Collins, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Here's Watson throwing on 3rd and long. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes back. And look at this, another fake. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here, they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
And he's got room. 20. There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel, 49 yards. And the Patriots have taken the lead.
Did you see them hold up 4 fingers to the start of the 4th quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly have played that way. The 4th quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And boy, figure this one out. Leading here in the 4th, and now they're going to try an onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kyle Van Noy in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Watson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Hightower coming in for the sack from his linebacker spot. So technically that doesn't end it, but now they have no timeouts. 1 first down, this thing's over.
And the offense has to ride the momentum that their defense just gave them, right? They took the ball away. Game's not officially over, but it's in their hands to finalize things. And you know, as they huddled up, take care of the ball, 1 first down, and we go home victory.
And the clock will stop once with that 2-minute warning.
1 time, take care of the ball, you should be able to get through it.
It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And this Texans defense stands tall.
I remember being taught that cliches have become so for a reason. A lot of times they're true, right? What's that they used to tell us about letting sleeping dogs lie? So this one wasn't sleeping, maybe it was just slumbering a little bit. But taking that game.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Jamie Collins in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down of this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Brady now to throw. Being chased out left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. 1st down, a bit of a disaster. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Now Brady dancing to his left. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough. Try to draw up a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.